This video is going to start off with a quick unboxing of the PreSonus Revelator io24. I'm then going to compare it to some other devices and have a little bit of commentary and criticism about the device. As you can tell, the box looks pretty decent for a retail box. Not that that's important. I know some people like to see unboxing videos to see how the packaged item looks. As you can tell, it looks like it's packaged pretty good. It shouldn't get damaged at all. There's nothing all that great, obviously, about an unboxing video, but you can see you do get the USB cable. You also get some instruction manuals, some little rubber feet to put on the device if you want to. Nothing major. You'd probably expect that with a lot of these type of I/O devices, but we'll get a little bit better look at the actual product. I like the fact that it's all black. There's no like red on it or blue on it or gray. It's just all one color. It's wrapped up in plastic pretty good, as you can tell, which is what I would like to see. It's also got the silica gel in there to keep moisture out. That sticker has the websites that you need in order to download the driver and software. Before I go any farther, I should mention that I am happy with the purchase of this particular product, but it might not be the best product for your needs. I will be making comparisons between the Revelator and several other devices throughout this video, but I should probably start talking about the Revelator first. A lot of you are probably aware that this particular device has a digital sound processor built into it. I was hoping this device could work as a standalone unit instead of being hooked up to a computer. I was hoping it could work like a guitar preamp. I was hoping it could almost work like the Art SGX 2000. If you don't know what that is, you could probably Google it. Somebody who's good with electronics and good with programming might be able to say, hey, they could make it work that way with a firmware update. And they could make it where if you hit button 1 and 2 simultaneously, it switches the graphic user interface, and you'd have access to all the different parameters for the effects. I do want to mention that the Revelator should have a bigger LCD screen. As you folks can tell, the Revelator has the MIDI in, out. Knowing that it does have the in and out, maybe they could, with firmware, also make this product work with the pedal board. I know a lot of people are probably thinking it wouldn't be possible with firmware to make this device work the way I want it to. I would tend to agree. PreSonus would probably have to make a whole new product, maybe something called like the Dominator io24. What I can say is when I have the Revelator hooked up to my computer, it does replace a lot of my equipment. I don't need the audio board and I don't need that rack mount effects processor. That effects processor had a compressor, noise gate, and limiter built in, and this particular device has all of that built in. As I stated, I do like this product, but there are things that I wish were different. For starters, I wish the input jacks were on the back side. The reason being is I have one XLR cable connected to it, and that is for my microphone, and then I have a phone jack cable connected to it so I can hook up my bass, guitar, and keyboard. That's never going to change. What I wish was on the front side is the headphone jack, because I do want to switch out the headphones from time to time to listen to it with earbuds or listen to it with full dedicated headphones. I do want to say that the dial is pretty smooth, but I wish it was twice as big. One thing that gets mentioned time and time again about these type of I/O devices is if it needs a cloud lifter or some type of preamp. Some people are more soft-spoken. Some people are going to have different microphones. So I want to warn people that you might need a cloud lifter or a preamp. I can get by without one. As I stated, I wish this product could work as a standalone guitar preamp. But another thing I like about it is that it does have a competitive edge over the competition if you want to do live streaming and podcast. I'm not going to be doing live streaming or podcasts anytime soon, but in another year or two I might. I think the features that it has built in are kind of cool. I'm not really going to do a demonstration. All I'm doing with this particular video is giving a review with some commentary. While the Revelator io24 does have some cool features over the competition when it comes to podcasting and live streaming, I want to say that I think the Rodecaster as well as the Mixcaster are really cool devices. I'm just waiting for them to mature. I'm waiting until they have 8 channels total. Channels 1 through 4 will be dedicated for microphone and instruments, but also channels 5, 6, 7, and 8 will be used for microphones as well as instruments. But you'll have a little switch on them where you can switch it from, a microphone input to like a Bluetooth device or for a cell phone connection. I think that's going to be really super cool. These will also mature in a way that they'll get enough decibels of gain where they'll be able to be used as a full-fledged mixing board. So a small band will be able to use that as their mixing board when they're playing, small venues of like 150, 200 people. They'll be able to use that for podcasting. They'll be able to use it for multi-track recording. I should state that the Rodecaster and the Mixcaster can integrate with programs like Cakewalk, Adobe Audition, and Premiere Pro to some extent, but they don't function as a full-fledged MIDI control surface. I am waiting for that part of the equation to mature. In the future, instead of having audio boards, multi-track recording devices, and podcasting devices, we'll just have multi-purpose audio boards.